Many thanks for your company. President Akufo-Addo believes the free senior high school policy is cheaper than an uneducated populace. He therefore says government is fully committed to its sustainability. The president, speaking at the launch of the policy today at the West African Senior High School at Adenta, said government is making this policy a priority.
The cost of providing free secondary school education will be cheaper than the cost of the alternative of an uneducated and unskilled workforce that has the capacity to retard our development. Leadership is about choices. I have chosen to invest in the future of our youth and our country. We've decided to use the proceeds from our natural resources to help educate the population to drive our economic transformation. Instead of the revenues from our mineral and oil resources ending up in the hands of a few people, the most equitable and progressive way of using these revenues is to educate and empower our population to strengthen our nation. In so doing, we will be on the way to achieving UN Sustainable Development Goal number 4, which calls for inclusive and equitable education and the promotion of lifelong opportunities for all.
The policy is hinged on access, quality and equity. The president outlined some measures to ensure quality.
Central to the prospects of this policy is the teacher. A well-trained, confident and contented teacher is essential in the delivery of quality education. If we are to succeed as a nation, and if we accept that education is central to national development, then it is clear that quality teacher training is vital to our nation's development. It is for this reason that we are committed to teacher professional development through schemes such as Transforming Teacher Education and Learning, TTEL. Government continues to implement TTEL at a cost of 17 million United Kingdom pounds sterling. TTEL is a 4-year Government of Ghana program supported by the UK's Department for International Development, DFID. It seeks to transform the delivery of pre-service teacher education in Ghana by improving the quality of teacher education and learning through support to all public colleges of education from 2014 to 2018. The program will enhance quality education delivery in our colleges of education, and we look forward to its continuous implementation after 2018. The restoration of the teacher training allowance, which also begins today, is part of the comprehensive policy of engendering the production of quality teachers.
The excitement, frustration and general concerns about free senior high school placement and admission blues continue to engage public attention. With the exception of candidates who've never made the grade and therefore not placed, all others can hope to have their issues addressed one way or the other. The fate of a third group, nearly 1,300 nationwide, hangs in the balance because their results are withheld for suspected examination malpractices. 25 of such students of John Mowley Educational Complex in Kumasi are stranded after their English language results are still under investigation. John News Agenda has been speaking to 4 of them and getting responses from authorities. Mahmoud Mohammed Nuruddin reports.
Aisha Dubila, Doris Edubuahene, Frida Agweto, and Philomena Kobina fear they could miss out on second cycle education this year. More importantly, The free SHS they had hoped to enjoy could also elude them. Their sentiments sum up those of 21 others of John Mauli Education Complex at Ayija in Kumasi. Unlike 8 of their colleagues whose entire results were released, WAEC withheld the English language result of all 25. The 4 girls, all 17-year-old, are here at the school to find answers from authorities. They cannot contain the pain of seeing their colleagues go to school while they wait for another year.
If I see my colleagues going to school and I'm home doing nothing, so I feel sad. So
and my problem is that the WAEC people they have blocked our index number. When we went to the cafe and we want to check our results, they said that our index number is not correct.
Joy News check revealed the students were made to write formally to WAEC to prove their innocence of exam malpractices. The students confirmed the letters were delivered at the Kumasi office of WAEC. An unnamed official allegedly told them to let go the matter and prepare for next year's exams to redeem themselves. School authorities explain they cannot do anything about the withheld results.
Thank you very much. I am the
John Mauli is proprietor.
No. We got Akufo-Addo. You wrote your exams. You they say they are investigating. You write your statement, and you write your statement to the appropriate quarters. So you wait for them. They have been coming here. Even yesterday they were here. Throughout they were sitting here. I said no. There's nothing I can do. The WAEC will be investigating you. If it is found out that you are not guilty, they release your result for you. Okay. And so what can I do?
So finally, the candidates plead with WAEC to release their results so they know their fate. How and when that will be done is examining body's prerogative. Until then, Doris and her friends may just have to wait for a bit longer. Mahmoud Mohammed Nuruddin reporting.
Former Deputy Minister of Education Samuel Akufo-Addo has cautioned the NPP government to be mindful of how they communicate the free SHS to the nation, citing concerns raised by some parents who allege some schools have been charging fees. Mr. Blakwa says the Education Ministry should clarify if it is progressively free or completely free. He added that the NDC awarded full scholarships and cash grants to 10,400 students under that program. All the needs of the students were provided, hence the need for the Education Ministry to clarify the details of the free SHS policy.
I hear the ministers of education keep saying that it's now free SHS. If your child is going to first year, it's totally free and all of that. We have to be careful, because if you make parents abdicate because of your style of communication, it will really come back to haunt all of us. The challenge we have at the public basic level is that we created the impression that with F-Cube it's totally free. So even parents will not show up for PTA meetings, they will make the little contributions that have to be made and all of that. Abayin say free, won't say free, and then so private basic schools with time just outperform public basic schools, and nobody, even the teachers teaching at the public basic schools, don't want their children to attend those schools. So let's watch it. I visited a family 2 days ago, and the mother was telling me that the daughter is going to Achimota school. They have already spent 3,000 cedis just to prepare the chopbox and trunk and other items that the young lady needs for Achimota. So yes, we appreciate free education. We appreciate that the bill has been covered by government, the items on the GS approved bill. But that is not the entire cost of secondary education. That is why when we rolled out our scholarship scheme for 10,400 students, beyond covering the items on the bill, we also provided cash grants for transportation, because these students will have to be transported to school or transport themselves to school. We took care of supplementary readers, math sets, school shoes, school bags, and all of those things, so that, because these are the most vulnerable, and you don't want to keep any excuse, any barrier that will prevent a parent or a guardian from sending the child to school, you want to remove that barrier. So it's important that we appreciate what we did. And we did that 10,400 scholarship scheme, full free SHS pilot, so that by the time we get to our destination, implementing progressively free from the 2015-2016 academic year, when we get to our destination, we'll have learned lessons from the pilot that we ran with the 10,400 students. Even the costing that was done, you notice that for the first time, the approved fees was held constant. And we made that point that they used the GES approved fees for last year, and they should have worked out inflation. This has never happened. If you look at the trend over the last 10 years, every year the GS approved fees goes up. Why is it that this year it was kept at last year's figure? It's because of the costing issue. It's not easy to implement. We know that it's not easy because we've just come from the Ministry of Education. We know the numbers and all of that. And you know, often when you are outside, you may have a different impression. But having come in and having been faced with the reality, they have to really now make adjustments.
We go over to Ina Thalia in the Western region for an update on what is happening in some schools. Hello, Ina. Hello, Ina, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Sure. Yesterday we had your report from some schools that parents were concerned that their kids were given the day option even though they lived far from the schools. What is different today, Ina?
There is nothing different. There was this concern that someone said his ward was schooled within the metropolis, but he is in the northern part of the region, so he wants the school to give the child a boarding placement, but the school said no because the child schooled in a school within the metropolis, and so far with the schools I've been to, the process has been smooth.
Here in Accra, we had some students receiving the full complement of the free SHS, talk about books, uniforms, but in some cases they didn't receive. What are you witnessing in the Western region? Do we have these students receiving books, uniforms and the like?
In some schools, the parents have been told to wait a while because their items like books and uniforms are yet to get to the school. But in some other schools, wards are receiving uniform and other stationery.
Thank you very much, Ina, coming to us from the Western region, giving us an update on what's happening as regards registration for the free senior high school program in the region. Let's get to Maxwell now. He's at Accra Academy. We join him live. Hello, Maxwell.
Yeah, hello, Bernice.
What's happening at the Accra Academy?
Well, Bernice, we currently at Accra Academy, as you rightly stated, but earlier we were at the Wesley Grammar School there. I mean, the process was going on with ease. A lot of parents were trooping in to get the awards, their children registered, and they were doing that with so much ease at the Wesley Grammar School. We were told that they will be reporting, that's first-year students will be reporting on Thursday, and they were getting ready to receive them. Classes would begin on Thursday at the Wesley Grammar School. Now, we took our time to actually go through the prospectus to see if it was real, the free SHS that we're talking about, was really real. And I mean, it would amaze you that the major components of the free SHS were conspicuously missing on the prospectus. So when government says that they are paying for, for uniforms, when they say that they were paying for feeding fees, all of that cannot be found actually on the prospectus. The only thing that you find were, personal effects, so things like sponge, things like key shots. So that excited a lot of parents there at the Wesley Grammar School. But here at the Accra Academy, when you come here, a lot of parents are clustered around the notice board behind me. Some of them are still going through the list of students who have been placed here at the Accra Academy. Some of them are just double checking. Others are also checking to see if the awards would have access to the boarding facility here. That has been a major talking point, especially yesterday when we were at Laboni. Some parents raised those concerns. Today, too, when we were at the Wesley Grammar School, we had some parents raising concerns like that. They say that the awards, their children would have to commute from Ashaiman to Dansuman. Some would have to commute from Tema to Dansuman because the authorities there at the Wesley Grammar say they do not have adequate space to accommodate all the people who chose Wesley Grammar as a boarding school. But I have with me here some students from Accra Academy. They're going to share with me what they make of the free SHS policy as launched by President Akufo-Addo this morning. Now, Ben, tell me, which school are you coming from?
From Latibia Okoshi Press VJHS.
Okay, do you mind telling us the aggregate you came here with?
I came here at grade 11.
Grade 11.
Yeah.
Tell me, how excited are you to be here, Accra Academy? And you're going to be the first beneficiaries. I mean, you are part of the group that's going to be the first batch to enjoy the free SHS. How excited are you?
I'm very much excited because former year students coming to SHS were paying about 1,000 plus, but we for this batch, we are not paying nothing. It really makes me excited.
Wow, interesting. Now, what's your name?
Kelvin.
Kelvin, Kelvin, stand here. Stand here for me. Now, if you look at the CSSPS, now they tell us that about 30% of pupils, of our students from the public, basic schools would actually get the opportunity to be in grade A schools. You know, I know Accra Academy, it's one of the elite schools that we have. Are you excited to have people, what's your aggregate first?
11.
11. So it's likely that you'll be in a class with somebody who had aggregates 25. How excited are you about that?
Oh, I'm very excited. This school is a very good school. Some of my seniors are already here, and they asked me to come to this school. Well, I have aims for this school as well.
What aims do you have?
I wanted to stand for the National Science and Quiz Contest, and in the aim of winning. Yeah.
That's the only reason why you chose Accra Academy?
No, I just love this school. I just love this school.
Just love the school.
Yeah,
I can see you are really excited.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
How excited are you about the free senior high school policy? President Akufo-Addo launched it today at the West African Secondary School.
It's giving students opportunity. News like students that do not get the opportunity. Some students, they're very brilliant, but because there's no lack of financial support, some get dropped out of school. Really, like some people that they'll be very great for this nation, they don't get the opportunity. So I think it's a nice policy the president is bringing to us.
That's very thoughtful of you. Now let me find out from your friend. You are very tall. What's your name?
Seth.
Seth.
Yeah.
Seth, how excited are you to be at Accra Academy, to be part of the first batch to?
I like the school. I for my grade, I had 11.
You had grade 11. Okay.
Yeah. I like the school so much because
Can you speak up a little bit?
Yeah, they participate in National Science and Maths Quiz, and I like all those things. Yeah.
Okay, so tell me, how difficult or how easy was it going through the registration process?
It's a bit difficult because we have to form very long queues to get to submit our forms. It's very difficult.
Okay, I'm told you're starting school on Thursday. How prepared are you? How ready are you?
Not fully prepared. Not fully prepared.
Why are you not prepared?
Because I thought I would finish my process yesterday, but I couldn't finish it yesterday. Unfortunately, it's today, and there's a long queue too. I don't know whether it's going to reach us or not. So I'm still waiting. Okay,
we've been to a lot of places here in Greater Accra region, and the major concern for some parents is that they chose boarding schools, but their children will not get opportunity to be in boarding facilities because the schools do not have adequate spaces to, accommodate.
Actually,
apologies, there was a very interesting conversation Maxwell Akbuba was having with those young men over there. But let's head to the central region now. Richard Kojunyako is on the phone with some updates from that region. Hello, Richard.
Hi, Benny.
Which schools have you visited today and what can you report?
Well, today I've gone to Ednaman Senior High School. I've gone to Infante Pema, Adisado College, Academy of Kaiser Kenugwa Senior High School, Abraman Senior High School. And the problem seems to be just one. Everybody who comes to these schools would want to go into the boarding facility or would want to be a boarding student. But some of these schools are strictly day schools. Most of them are also operating the hostel system. And so if you are admitted as a day student and you are coming from, let's say, Accra, Kumasi, or Takwa, the school fees is going to be free because of the free senior high school, but the boarding is not free. And that is what has sparked a lot of reactions from parents who, most of them are threatening that they are going to take their wards away from the schools and then send them to private schools.
Richard, when you say the boarding is not free, what exactly do you mean?
Well, these schools, the hostel facilities have not been absorbed by government. And so they are private hostels that are being operated by the schools. And so government has no hand in the operation of the schools. So they are unlike the traditional boarding system of schools where they have been absorbed and they are subsidized by government. So that's what I mean by these schools or these boarding facilities or hostel facilities are not covered under the free senior high school policy. But you remember that during the Ogwafe to Apashe, the Omahini of Ogwa traditional area, Sabre Makwe Theatre, lamented that students from Cape Coast do not have the advantage or are not beneficiaries of the endowed schools in Cape Coast. You talk of Ghana National College, Agri Memorial, St. Augustine's College, Infantitim, and the rest. They do not have access to them because the promise of 30% quota that was to the traditional area to fill them in, according to them, I mean, these promises are not fulfilled. But there are other reactions from other people that students from the basic schools in Cape Coast who are indigenous of Cape Coast do not actually do well, and so they cannot be absorbed by the school. So these are some of the things that are happening.
All right.
Today, the system has been working perfectly, unlike yesterday where some of the systems were very slow.
We'll have to leave it here. Thank you very much, Richard Kojanyako, our correspondent in the Central Region. Let's turn our attention to basic education now, where available statistics suggest Ghana has made a lot of progress in general school enrollment over the period. Over the past decade, however, according to a UNICEF report, the rate of enrollment has slowed down. This means quite a number of children of school-going age are currently out of school. Cost is one among other reasons accounting for the phenomenon. In the following report, Joy News' Emefa Ewenam Etiamwa Eli visits Mamobi, a densely populated community right here in the heart of Accra, and reports as 2017-2018 academic calendar for basic schools commenced today, as some parents are still in a dilemma over their ability to enroll their wards.
In October 1996, as part of educational reforms, Ghana initiated a free compulsory universal basic education program, F-Cube. The program, among many others, was intended to expand access to good quality basic education as well as promote efficient teaching and learning. It's been 21 years down the line. Some children are still yet to step in school. I've been finding out why. This is Mamobi. It is one of Accra's famous densely populated slums. There are hundreds of educational facilities here, mostly privately owned. The public schools are few. Today, I am here to meet two parents who are still struggling to enroll their wards in school, though they are of school-going age. Ajia Zainab is a mother of two. 5-year-old Ernest is her first child, followed by 2-year-old Gloria. Patience Aiku is a mother of 4. 15-year-old Grace is her first child, and an 8-month-old baby girl is her 4th child. Ernest is 5 years old. He is currently not in school. His mother, Ajia Zainab, is a single parent. She sells orange. She doesn't remember the last time her husband remitted the family, so she's forgotten about him. She tells me thoughts of watching her children remain home while their mates go to school for yet another academic year is very troubling for her.
If I had the means, I would enroll them, but I don't know how. If I have to enroll them now, I need to buy their uniform, footwears and bags. It's a big worry to me. Every child will be in school as school reopens, but these two will continue to sit at home all alone.
Little Ernest dreams to become a celebrated footballer. With much difficulty, I managed a conversation with him in Chi to share his aspirations with me.
What do you want to become in future? Who is Asamoah?
Ajia and her children, like many others here, can best be described as squatters. The obscure nature of their abodes leaves much to be desired. There is little or no room at all for movement and comfort. Patience Aiku has a similar challenge. Unlike Hajia, Patience has 4 children. 15-year-old Grace is her firstborn. Grace is in and out of school. She works to support herself occasionally. 5-year-old Francis is Patience's 3rd born. Francis is also not in school. Patience says she just can't afford.
I don't have any help. Their father abandoned them. I would have to buy some items to enable them be in school, like uniform, books, pay some school fees.
Patience is not happy her children are not in school. She is also unhappy about the community in which she is raising her children.
Life here is difficult. You will work and work, but it never goes well. Always quarrels, and the things you dislike are those that happen here. The children also loiter around causing trouble, and you have to ensure peace all the time. It is very worrying. I would wish to relocate the entire family to Kaswa.
Patience is currently nursing an 8-month-old baby girl. She's not sure about her education in the future. The same applies to Ajia Zainab, who is also unsure if she will be able to enroll her youngest child, Gloria, in school when she's ready. For the United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, these children are really missing out as long as they stay out of school.
If the child starts school at 4, by age 6, the child should be able to read, she should be able to write, she should be able to interact with the peers, and that also promotes that self-confidence in the child.
Amafa Ewenam Atiamwa Eli. For Joy News, Accra.
Do you remember your first day at school? Well, as most schools across the country open today, Joy News went to the police depot school here in Accra to find out how fresh pupils are being welcomed for the first time. MF Nancy Dradosi was there and our reports.
This is how the news team was welcomed by the fresh Class 1 pupils of the Police Depot Primary 1 and 2. How old are you?
6 years.
You are 6 years old. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good.
Feeling good. So you left KG2 to class 1, and next year you'll be going to class 2. Have you told mommy thank you?
Yes.
When did you tell her?
Thank you.
How old are you?
5.
5, and you're in class 1. Are you happy to be here?
Yes.
You're excited?
Yes.
So when you were coming to school, what did mommy do for you? Did she buy you a new shoe, new dress? What did she buy for you?
She bought me a new shoe.
What is your favorite rhyme when you were in KG2?
Fox, fox, fox.
Can you say it?
Yes.
Okay, say it, tell me here.
Fox, fox, fox. Go into the box. No, no, no. Why? Because I am too big.
Today is Tuesday.
12 September. 1970.
Pupils 1 teacher, Grace Ofori, tells us how excited she is to have these children in her class.
In fact, handling these children, you will like it because they are new, and whatever you teach them, they love it. You teach with songs, actions, and then they will love you. So, in fact, I like teaching in P1.
The headmistress of the school, who also doubles as a visiting class 1 teacher, tells us she learns to accommodate some of the things they do.
And when they come initially like this, we take them out and then show them where we should pace. If you want to go to private, where you should go. Else you see someone doing anything anyhow. But when they come first week, second week, that one, if you are not experienced teacher, you think you can't handle class 1. If some of them will even tear their books into pieces. When you give pencils, they can break it. One person can sharpen the pencil, it will finish. All these things, we accept them.
One thing that usually accompanies the first day at school is the presence of the parents in the schools with their awards.
I'm very happy to my kids for going to class 1 and God to protect so many things. And I'm happy for the school. So they should go on and learn, teach for the children to learn very well.
To me, Uncle Drew baby and Uncle me pet. Into me person me bano dear, or to me call no pat me hu. So be a bear that Dutch and no so be ni petit ruby. A war me.
Soon it was time for break time, so we had to leave them for them to go for their lunch. We then took a walk to the nursery school, where we really want to call this my first day at school, as these children are in the classroom for the first time in their lives. The pupils teacher tells me that though the job is difficult, she enjoys what she does.
It's very tedious work, but I'm managing. Since they are all my children and grandchildren, I'm managing.
These are fresh students. Yes. What are your expectations for them, even though they are not minding me and everything?
Okay, since they've brought them, I will also prove my skills and then try to manage and let them speak and then do whatever they can do in the classroom to achieve their aims.
Great report by MF. I'm sure that brings back lots of memories. You're watching news today here on Joy News. Thanks for staying here. Small-scale miners in the Ashanti region are calling on government to reconsider its decision not to allow them mine. The group disassociate themselves from illegal miners. Government, in a bid to clamp down on illegal mining, put a ban on small-scale mining with the objective to regularize its operations. But almost 7 months after the ban, the Small-Scale Miners Association say they are unable to take care of their families. Joy News' Prince Apia joins us via phone with some updates. Hello, Prince. All right, so here he joins us live with some live visuals as well. Hello, Prince.
Hello, Bernice.
Well, so I'm sure you can hear in the background demonstrators there. These are some small-scale miners who've hit the streets in the Ashanti region. Hello, Prince. Well, we seem to be having a challenge reaching Prince there, but he's with some demonstrators in the Ashanti region. These are small-scale miners who are asking government to lift the ban on illegal mining. Hello, Prince, can you hear me? Well, so what's happening? I'm sure there's a lot of noise, and so you're struggling to hear me, but just tell us what's happening where you are right now.
Yeah.
Apologies there. Seems Prince can hear us now, but we can't hear him. We'll try and rectify that and get back to him shortly. But as you can see in your shot, some demonstrators in the Ashanti region's capital, Kumasi, their call is that government should lift the ban on illegal mining. We'll take a quick breather here.